This is my advanced guide on how to play Invisible Woman. In this video, I'll teach you all the situational tips and tricks as someone who got to Grandmaster primarily playing her. If you want a beginner's guide to playing Invisible Woman, please watch my other tutorial. Today's video will be split into two categories, defensive and offensive plays. Playing Invisible Woman offensively is about focusing on strategic maneuvers to set your team up for success while preserving your own life. Playing strategist is not just heal botting. Using your pole is good when the rest of your team is with you and you can all focus the enemy you displaced. Some examples of this would be pulling tanks away from their team and then throwing a vortex to chip away at their health. You can also pull retreating enemies back so that the Elim is confirmed before they can get healed. Squishies who are pushed too far up without their team are good targets. Dive, DPS, and tanks who are low health can be pulled right before they try to run back to their team. Hulk and Venom are the most common dive tanks that you will be pulling. Luna Snow can also be pulled after her ult ends. She usually pushes forward to keep her tanks in range of the ult. You can spot her last dance move because it emits blue light and then pull her towards your team to displace her. Enemies can also be pulled off high ground so that they lose their advantage and the rest of your team can focus them. Make sure to call out who you pulled. Usually characters like Hela, Namor, and Loki will be on high ground. You can also pull flying characters lower to the ground so your hit scan DPS can more easily target them. Another offensive play is to push enemies off the map. Many maps have an abyss near the point and you can catch enemies that are running by off guard. Just make sure you are close enough to them to push them all the way off. This can be a game-changing elimination and super fun when you do it well.
Oh
Did you see that?
my god.
Did you see that?
Finally, with the dive meta right now, Invisible Woman is good to counter this by going invisible and hiding, but if you can't, you can choose to fight. You can push dive away or pull dive in if your teammates are there to help you confirm the Elim. Vortexing after you pull them in also helps because it can be hard to hit them with your primary fire. Moving on to defensive plays. To defend point at the beginning of a fight, I try to push enemies back as they come out from their spawn, and throw a vortex on commonly used doorways to deny space. This delays their entry to point and your team can get early picks. Other than doorways, I like to use my vortex on the Thing because he is slow moving, so if your teammates focus him when he jumps in, the vortex can help rinse him. Hulk is another tank that jumps in so you can vortex him when he gets bannered. This is easy to do because he stands in place as he loses Hulk form and you can confirm the Elim. Throwing a vortex on an enemy Punisher turret is also a good way to help destroy it since you don't have to stay in his line of sight while the damage is being inflicted. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it is good when your DPS are not focusing the turret. Moving on to the push ability, your push is super useful for pushing the enemies off the cart in overtime, or when you are about to deliver. You can also push enemies out of the range of their support ults so that they won't get healed. Another way to use your push is to push enemies who are about to ult so that your team ends up out of their ult range. A good example of this is Doctor Strange ult. You can predict his ult when Strange keeps trying to push forward or flies up in the air. The last defensive case for using your push is to push away dive characters and go invisible after to escape them and get heals. You can also go invisible while in your ult to try to hide from Magneto when he is attempting to counter you with his ult. I also run just outside my ult while I'm still invisible to make sure he doesn't accidentally hit me. Moving on to using the shield heals teammates and yourself. If you need heals but are on cooldown for going invisible, just shield a nearby teammate and walk over to it. The shield can help counter ults as well. You can shield in front of your teammates stuck in a Groot ult and can prevent Groot from getting any Elims. Shielding after being resurrected by an Adam Warlock also helps heal your team up before re-entering the fight. And shielding a Punisher turret can keep his turret up longer. This is especially good right at the start of a fight when the rest of your team is not low health yet. Lastly, to use your ultimate defensively, I would save it to counter enemy ults like Punisher, Star-Lord, and Storm, or use it when the whole team is very low and your primary fire healing is not enough to save them all.
Good ult.
Good.
Get countered.